Hello, my lovely Capricorns. So, as I'm getting in touch with your energy, I feel like I want to be just really loving and kind to you. I feel like I want to just walk beside you and watch you and hold a space for you to feel what you need to feel. Now, this is theoretically for the week of December 8th and theoretically for Capricorn Sun Moon Rising. But of course, it won't be for everyone, and it may not be at that time because our charts all vary. Timelines change so much depending upon what other planet placements you have. For those I'm reading for today, what I really feel is though, as I said, I feel like I just want to walk beside you and just help hold the space for you to feel what it is you need to feel. I had this image of you walking beside a river, a gentle river, and kind of looking down at the grass and not being super sad, but having tears come to your eyes as you just let emotions bubble up to the surface. And when I say I would like to hold space for you, that feels like that's exactly what you need. Is you need, if not somebody to help hold the space for you to let these things come up gently, kind of like a very gently bubbling fountain, where it just comes like this and flows over, where you so whether or not it's a person that you need or you need to be in a space. I'm seeing by a river and I'm seeing green space, so a space where you are allowed to have that happen, where you don't stop yourself, where there is no external situation that is causing you to stop yourself from feeling these feelings, from letting them up. The song that came to my mind as I was walking with you was a song by Sarah McLachlan called Sweet Surrender. And it's not the whole song, but there are a couple of things here that really struck me. It doesn't mean much, it doesn't mean anything at all. The life I've left behind me is a cold room. Okay, that kind of goes along with the feeling that I'm seeing, or the feeling that's connected to what I'm seeing as you're walking by the water. But then the next part of this whole song, this is the phrase that really struck me first. Sweet surrender, is that all I have to give? So I feel, Capricorn, for some of you, I'm reading for people who are looking back over the past, who are maybe questioning their decisions. And as I'm saying this to you now, I'm feeling really emotional. I'm feeling my heart chakra just kind of bubble up, again, like in the image. And it's that sense of, you may be judging yourself harshly. You may be looking back at the past in a way where you're focusing more on the loss, where you're focusing more on the things that you feel you didn't do well or well enough, or things didn't turn out the way you expected or you would have liked. But there's also a part of you that within this now, the reason I feel the sweet surrender is there is because I feel almost as though the tears that are coming up, they're cleansing tears. They're not mourning tears. They're not grief. They're tears that are just allowing the movement of emotion as you reflect back over this and as you learn from it. And as you are able to really move from that sense of resistance around what was and move into this real honesty about what it is you're feeling, what it is you have felt, what it is you need for yourself and what you need for your life. Now, you're being asked to consider a structured free flow, which is, for me, whenever you're looking at old things, whenever, not even necessarily old, although often things do go back. But when you're looking at something and you're aiming to maintain a certain quality of energy around it, a certain consciousness, an intentional reflection of something, one of the best ways to maintain a flow for that and to keep it in the expansion aspect of energy rather than constricting around it is to create a kind of structure for yourself that reminds you of how you want it to be, how you're going to process it. And that can include ritual around prayer, meditation. It can be, okay, I'm going to journal for an hour today. And now listen, this might sound silly, but when you tell yourself, or you make the agreement with yourself that you are going to take an hour, a half an hour to write, whether or not it's writing or recording into something, but where you kind of debrief yourself, that gets your system ready to start communicating, and you will literally feel, it's like if you've ever gone to a therapist. Your week can be fine, and then the day before everything comes up, it's because your being knows that you're going to be in a place where you can talk about it. So it's kind of like it keeps it at bay for a while, and then whammo, here you go, therapist, here it is. But it's the kind of thing too for when you set programs for yourself. When you set the intention, all of you knows you've set it. So you're a lot more inclined to do it and be ready to do it when you set it. That's one of the reasons why setting the intention is important, because it gives your entire system the go ahead to get ready to do it. Now, again, structured free flow, it can sound kind of complicated, and it's really not. Anchor whatever it is you're going to do, whether or not it's a breathing exercise 3 times a day, whether or not it's a meditation, a writing, whatever. Anchor it to something that you're already doing. So one of the best ways is to, what's your ritual in the day for eating, for sleeping, for showering, for any of the things that you do as a daily upkeep? How can you anchor any of these behaviors into those moments? What you're also being told here is this is really about you getting in touch with what you feel, right? Now, this is important too. Thank you. Because the reason that the fountain aspect is important for you is because no emotion, what they're saying is no emotion exists exclusively by itself. There are layers and different components to it. So by allowing ourselves to not stop at the first emotion, by not stopping at the first feeling, it allows you to go deeper and deeper and deeper. You can start off with resentment, and you can get to hurt, you can get to feeling neglected, you can get to feeling abandoned, you can get to feeling terrified. Like it can go layer by layer by layer by layer. What you're being told here, Capricorn, is you have the choice. You have the choice to be able to create this structure for yourself. When you find yourself in resistance, that's okay. Use whatever technique it is you're using. Get in touch with what is behind that resistance. Again, is it just resistance because you don't like somebody telling you what to do? Or is it because that makes you feel insecure? Does it make you feel less than? Oh, does it go like, so what's beyond that? What's more? What's more? Your childhood prayers cards comes up on top of say what you feel. So it feels to me, my dears, as I'm being shown this in conjunction with the other cards, the feeling that I'm getting is that it may not have been an easy thing for you to feel your feelings as a child. It may not have been an easy thing for you to say what was really going on for you. And that part of what the childhood prayers can do is give you that sense of going back a little bit to that energy to see where some of that might have gotten stuck. Because very often it's the sadness, it's the deep hurt that we layer over with other emotions, like the ones that make us feel stronger, like resentment, like anger. Of course, they don't technically, but that's very often behind those emotions is where you'll find the really delicate, sensitive ones. So you're being told, my very dear Capricorns, hold your space for yourself as much as you can by noticing your choices, by creating a free flow for how you want to investigate any of these emotions if they're coming up for you. And to understand that this is a process where your loss becomes your liberation. That can sound really highfalutin, but basically, when we're letting go of these emotions, please understand that they're really linked to our personality, to our history, and that whenever we allow ourselves to disengage from an emotion, to really get in touch with it and have a new relationship with it, the part of our personality that was linked to the way it was before, and it doesn't always like that. It can fight it, right? And because it feels like a loss of who we are, but it's not. It's a deepening of who we are. We still carry those memories. We still carry those components. We just carry them in a different relationship to a deeper inner part of ourselves that we've now developed. We can bring them home and make peace with them, and we can actually learn from our ability to reflect back on that and see what it gave us and see how it grew us and see what our choices and options were in those moments and why we did them. It's actually a really loving act. So I'm going to say for you, my dears, especially if there are aspects of having been attacked, having been overlooked, having been betrayed, abandoned, any of those things, really know that if you're letting those things come up, that it's because you're ready to live beyond that. You're ready to give up your loyalty to any betrayal story or any attack story. This is about you being able to set yourself free by losing whatever those things are. Okay? I think this is really beautiful for you, Capricorn. I feel like this is where your heart really gets to open in a new way and kind of settle into like a diamond foundation. I'm really seeing it like settling into this diamond foundation where it's clarity and it's love and it's expansion. And Capricorn, I want that very much for you. It's very beautiful. I'm going to leave you with that.